So the DJI Mini 2, not the Mavic Mini 2, guys. I guess, from the last version, they had the Mavic Mini. Now they took out Mavic and it's just the Mini 2. Kind of weird, but we're rolling with it. Well, we got it right here, guys. It is very tiny, and we're going to give my best review on it. See if you guys should buy it or just skip right over it and, upgrade to the Mavic Air or Mavic Pro. Well, we're going to find out right now, guys. Let's go. Alright, welcome back to the channel, Vibenic. It is me, Nick Desjarlais, and today, guys, we do have the Mini 2 here, and we got the Fly More combo, which comes with a nice bag that packs in all your stuff. You have your drone, of course, controller, you have 3 batteries that gives you extra flight time, extra propellers, and you have extra joysticks, so if you lose those little things, you do have an extra set, and then you have a tool to tighten up your propellers on your drone. So we got the Mini 2 right here, and it is very tiny, guys, and it's only 249 grams, which means you do not have to register it through the FAA. And that is awesome because once you buy this, you can start flying it. When you go up to something like the Mavic Air and above, it goes over the limit and you do have to take a test, pass it, and get your Part 101 or Part 107 license. But still follow the rules and regulations, guys. You do not want to get in trouble. So coming over to the drone, guys, on the front is your camera and you have your 3-axis gimbal, giving it that smooth footage, and it gets up to 4K 30 FPS. And this is an upgrade from the Mavic Mini, which got 2.7K 30 FPS. So this camera is definitely much better. Now on the bottom, guys, you have your button to turn it on. Click it once, then click and hold, and the LED lights will turn on. Right next to that, you have your 2 sensors, and they are your only 2 sensors, so it can sense anything on the bottom, especially when landing. It knows where the ground is, but there's no sensors on the sides, front, or back, so be careful when flying. On the back, you have your latch. Flip it open, put your battery in, and you can start flying. When it dies, pop it out and put a new one in. You got your 4 arms. The top 2 move out sideways and the bottom 2 move downward and out. And then you have your propellers on the sides, and they do not pop in and out. You do have to screw them in with that tool that it comes with. On the back is your USB-C and SD card slot, so you can actually plug your drone into your computer and access all your footage there, or you can take your SD card out and hook it up to your computer that way. So it's up to you guys. So jumping over to the controller, guys, you have the same design as the Mavic Air 2 controller, and you have your power button just like the drone. You click it once, click and hold, then the light turns on. Now you have joysticks on the bottom. Take it out, screw them in like so, and if you lose them, you do have that extra pair. In the middle left, guys, you have your return to home and pause button. So if you're far out and you get lost, or you just are scared of coming back to where you are, hit return to home and it will come right back to where you are. Also, you can hit that button if your drone is moving fast and it's about to hit something. Tap it and the drone will stop immediately in its tracks. Now right next to that, guys, you have cinematic mode, normal mode, and sport mode. In cinematic mode, it goes about 13 miles per hour at max speed, and it gets that nice slow cinematic footage. Right next to that is your normal mode. It goes all the way up to 22 miles per hour. This is the average speed of this drone, which is still pretty fast. Now all the way to the right is your sport mode, and it lets you zoom around very fast. Just be careful because if you're not paying attention, you could fly right into a tree. In the top left, guys, is the FN button, and this turns on a light in poor visibility, so when you're landing, you guys can see. The top right is your photo/video switch button, so when you want to take a photo/video, you can look at the right bumper, and your shutter button will be right there. The top left bumper is your gimbal wheel to tilt the gimbal up and down, and once you guys get better at this, you can use all 3 at the same time and really know how to maneuver your drone. The batteries, guys, it is the Fly More combo, so it comes with 3 of them, and it says 1 battery lasts 31 minutes, which isn't entirely true, but it is pretty close. I'd say it gets about 25 to 30 minutes. So you're getting almost an hour and a half for all 3 batteries. It really depends on what you're doing and what mode you are in. Something crazy that I did not know, and something I'm probably not going to try, is that this thing can get a distance of 6 miles away. I'll go about a mile away and I'll be like, that is enough. Now, it says the altitude on this thing can go up 4,000 meters, which is roughly 13,000 feet. I've tried searching the internet to see if somebody's actually done it, but I really haven't seen anything. So I'm sure it can work, but make sure you're in a safe area and you have permission to do so. Also, this drone withstands up to 24 miles per hour of wind. And that day that I was on the water, I wouldn't say it was 24 miles per hour, but it was windy, and this drone did not struggle one bit. Now, a big thing when using this drone is your DJI Fly app, and you're going to have to download it. Now, when you get it, you can hook it up to your controller and it will sit on the top just like this. So once it's on, guys, you have your layout right here on the screen, and you guys can see a bunch of things. So in the upper right, it tells you your battery percentage. So once it gets low, it starts beeping and tells you to return to home. The upper left tells you what mode you're in, whether it's cinematic, normal, or sport mode. And on the right, guys, you have many options like photos, videos, quick shots, and pano. So in photos, guys, you have your single shot, which lets you take one photo when hitting the shutter button. Below that is AEB, which stands for auto exposure bracketing, which takes 3 pictures, guys, and it makes your exposure that much better. And then you have timed shots where you can time it to take multiple pictures in a row. And for all these photos, you do have JPEG or JPEG in RAW, so you have a choice between those two. And right below it, you have your aspect ratio, so you have a choice between those two. And then right below that is your pano modes, guys, and you have 3 of them. The first one is sphere, and it pretty much takes photos all the way around, and this is what it looks like in the end result. It has a sphere, you can spin it around, you can zoom in, but once it downloads and goes to your photos, it looks like this. And then you have 180-degree pano, where it gets the full photo all the way across. And then you have your wide angle, which gets that wide photo that looks like this. In video, you can really just decide what resolution you want and FPS. I pretty much just stay in 4K 30 FPS most of the time, but depending on the situation and environment you're in, you might change it up. And in quick shots, guys, you have drone, rocket, circle, and helix, and apparently there's boomerang, but I did not get to that because I did not see it on the screen at the time. In drone, guys, it flies upwards and out, and you can choose the distance on how far you want it to go. Now, in rocket, it kind of does the same thing, but it can look down on you and shoot straight up, and you can also choose the distance you want on that. For circle, guys, it does a 360-degree circle around you or whatever subject you are locked onto. And no, it is not like active track mode where you can start running and it will follow you, but we'll get to that in just a second. Now, right below that is your helix, and it can do a spiral and kind of go up and around the subject, which is a very cool one. And then the boomerang kind of does the same thing, but at the end it moves back towards the subject, which is the one we did not get to. But going back to active track mode, guys, I have to say it does not have this. And what active track mode is it pretty much locks onto the subject, and if I started running, it would follow me. Or, you know, if I started running, it could circle around me while following me. You can kind of scheme the system and get some sort of active tracking mode, where if you turn on the quick shot circle and you lock onto yourself, if you start walking while it's circling you, sometimes it'll follow you, but a lot of times it'll just lose focus. But if you're somebody who really wants this active track mode, then don't even think about the Mini series and jump up to the Mavic Air or Mavic Pro. So yeah, this drone is fantastic. If you're somebody who wants to do more commercial use and get even better footage, then you might want to jump up to the Mavic Air or Pro. But this thing is absolutely amazing, guys, and for the size, weight, and price, it is absolutely worth it. And if you guys are interested, you can click that link below to go check it out. But when you get it, you guys are gonna fall in love, and you're probably not going to want to return it. So yeah, guys, that is it with the DJI Mini 2. If you guys liked it and you want to see another video next week, then hit that subscribe and like button below, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.